Alright, this is how you make some bomb-ass beef noodle soup. Right, so you first have to cut up your beef, right, into little cubes. What I like to do now is actually blanch the beef in some water, right? And the reason why you want to do that is that it actually cleans out all the myoglobin and all the other proteins that come in with raw beef like this when you see it's really red. And because you want to do that because whenever myoglobin cooks, right, it actually coagulates and it creates a really grainy, nasty texture that you don't really want in your beef noodle soup. So we're only going to be boiling this for about 3 to 5 minutes, right? And you don't actually want to cook the beef here. You just want to have all the blood there just coagulate and cook up so that it actually doesn't get into our beef noodle soup. Because, yeah, as you can see, all the scum floating at the top, nasty. You don't want that there. Rinse your beef in some cold water just to get rid of any of that excess scum, right? You don't want that. And it also slows down the cooking process because there's some residual heat on the beef from the boiling process. Right, so now we just have to cut up a piece of ginger, an onion, some garlic, and some green onions. Now everything's chopped up. Right, so for the flavorings we have some bean paste, a seasoning packet, I don't even know what it is, it's just got a bunch of spices. No salt though, that's for sure, no salt. A cinnamon stick, some chili flakes, and some crushed up star anise. So to start, I'm gonna get my pot which I'm gonna cook my beef noodle soup in. I'm gonna pour a bit of oil in there, just a bit, because the beef actually already has some fat. We don't want to actually add too much. This is just so that we can actually cook off our fresh aromatics. The sizzling, you want to get a big spoonful of your favorite bean paste. And just dump that shit in. It has to fry in the oil for it to be aromatic. Your fresh aromatics have probably been cooking around for a while, and this is actually looking very nice and soft and squishy. So now, I'm just going to add a bit of, this is some dark soy sauce, a bit of that in there, a bit of rice vinegar, just a touch, because rice vinegar, a lot of it, tastes pretty bad, a literal touch, right? And, if I can find it. If I can find it. Some light soy sauce. Another pump. Put our beef back in. and enough water to cover it. This needs a bit more water. Now you just add in a little sprinkle of your star anise. Usually they put in a lot, but I'm not a big fan of star anise flavor. Cinnamon stick. This spice packet, I don't even know what this is. You don't need it if you don't have it. The star anise and the cinnamon's enough. And some chili flakes. Forgot. A clump of rock sugar never hurts. Let this come to a boil, right? A rolling boil, and then immediately turn it down to a simmer. Yeah, I forgot. Put the ginger in here too. Take the ginger out when you're done, that's the thing. Now that this is at a rolling boil, what I'm gonna do is actually turn down the heat, right? Down to low. And then cover it. Turn on your fan. And then let this sit for about 2 to 4 hours. So I have some water here, right? It's boiling. I'm just gonna take some of my noodles, drop that shit in. It's in there. Boom. Right, so the noodles are almost done cooking, right? So what I did was I actually threw in a bit of bok choy towards the end of the noodle cooking process, just to blanch the bok choy. Because you don't want to put raw bok choy into your beef soup. That's going to be horrendous, man. So now that the noodles are in a bowl, you just throw your bok choy to one side, and then throw some cilantro and some green onions on top. You just got to come in with your hot ass soup and get a big scoopful of meat and go in like that. Easy. And this is the final product. Alright, so let's do a taste of the soup. That's aight, you know? Some of the noodles. That's pretty good. It's not that bad, you know? Some of the beef. Not bad, bro.